Let's get into the most interesting series, I think, so far, the Denver-Minnesota series. Obviously, Minnesota now goes up 3-1 on the Denver Nuggets, a shocking turn of events. But Minnesota lost Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo. Do you think that Denver has a real chance at coming back down 3-1?
I mean, if there's any team in the NBA that can return from this deficit, at this point, it's going to be the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets, we've seen throughout the entire year, have been phenomenal. You have the best player in the world on your team. But these playoffs, we have not seen that.
Not yet.
This is not the Denver Nuggets. Even game one where they initially won, didn't move me. This is not the same kind of offense that we've been seeing. They've been all across the board just bad, shooting wise. Scoring.
It's been bad, but the shot selection's not bad. They're just not hitting their shots.
Yeah, but all across the board, it's been bad. And I think the Timberwolves on defense have just been locking them up. Straight up. Like, the Timberwolves defense has been stepping up this series in massive ways. Obviously, you got to talk about people like Jaden McDaniels, who's been locked down. We have one of the best defenders in the NBA, and Rudy Gobert, who's actually been playing incredible this series, to my disbelief. No disrespect, but
Long history of him and Jokic going at it.
of course. And to see the defensive side of this team as opposed to this Denver's offense, it's been really shocking. But then again, you can't sleep on this Denver offense. When they get going, it's scary.
I expect Denver to definitely come back in this series. I don't know necessarily win it, but David Adelman made a really good point of how, yes, they've definitely struggled on the offensive side, but they are getting good shots up, and they're just not falling. And I think that the defense for Denver, yes, it hasn't been great, but they've been holding them to less than what they average in the regular season, which is impressive. In the last game, they had 108 true points, and that's 10 points less than average, basically. And I think if Jamal Murray and Jokic get on the same page, I think they can easily come back in the series. We know the greatness they bring, and we know that their depth is legit. And it would be nice if they had a guy like Peyton Watson, but he hasn't been available. But yeah, I think that they could definitely come back.
Yeah. I'm kind of, I'm 1 foot in the boat, 1 foot out. Like, do I think they could come back? If there's a team to do it, it's the Denver Nuggets. We saw them do it twice in one playoff run back in 2020. And they have the best player in the world who hasn't played up to par yet. But at the same time, to get 3 in a row against this Minnesota team that definitely feels the rivalry. It's a scrappy series, right? Comments going back and forth, whether it's the coach, whether it's Jaden McDaniels. The fact of the matter is the Denver Nuggets have not played up to par, and that's all around, right? The two glaring obvious ones are Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, who both have had poor series, but Cam Johnson, their best three-point shooter, hasn't shot the three well. Tim Hardaway, their second best three-point shooter, hasn't shot the three well. Christian Brown, I mean, he's not a shooter, but he just really hasn't been bringing much to their team outside of every once in a while playing good defense. And even then, I don't look at him as a lockdown defender that you can rely on.
Definitely not this series.
Yeah, Peyton Watson would have been the difference maker in this series. You're talking about a guy who can go get a bucket, who also shoots almost 40% from three and shoots them at a high volume. I think that really would have changed a lot for the Denver Nuggets. But like Adelman said, like Griff, you just said, they have not been playing well. And this is something that I tell my team sometimes. Sometimes we lose games because we play bad. And those are kind of the best losses to have because you're not always going to play bad. And Denver is overdue for a game where they shoot 40% from three. And all these have been, except for I think it was game 3, all these have been tight games coming down the stretch. And that's all it takes. There's a few more shots to fall. They're getting the right looks. They just haven't been falling. It's not much you can ask for them. I think they're going to have to come out, that's what I think. That's going to do it for this episode of Run the Tape. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Instagram, our YouTube, and our TikTok. A lot of great content's coming out. Stay tuned for more playoff content. And until next time, let's run the tape.
Yep.